Hello guys, what is up? Bob Gaming XL here, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the top 5 drop locations in Apex Legends. Now, of course, where you land is important in any Battle Royale game, so I'm here to give you some tips and my top 5 drop locations in Apex Legends, and I hope this video helps you. And of course, a lot of it is based on personal preference and play style and all that. So I expect your guys' opinions will differ, and I want to hear them. So please leave in the comments below your top 5 drop locations, or your favorite, your worst, anything really, a list. I want to hear your guys' opinions. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe if you like the video. We're here taking over YouTube. I think that's it on the intro. Let's get into it. Starting us off at number 5, we have the Pit. Now, it's a high tier loot zone, and this is an interesting one. The reason it's only at number 5 is because while there's high tier loot, there isn't much of it. But the reason it's on the list at all is also the same reason. So, essentially, there's not much, but there is enough for a squad at least, or at least 2 of your teammates to get some decent loot. Now, that can make it incredibly difficult, of course, if a lot of people land there, which in my experience, not loads do. Only a few squads generally would go there, depending on where it is, of course, and how near it is to hot drops. But yeah, I generally find not many people go there. But there are enough. But it can be an advantage, because if your squad can land first and get all the loot, then you're in. You can kill the other squads easily. They'll probably only have a pistol or something. They're not going to have much if you can get most of the loot first. So, here's my landing tip for the Pit. This is another thing. It's possibly the easiest place to land. Just as you go down and narrow the giant cliffs that head up, bounce yourself a skim along the edge of the cliff, and you will drop. You'll stop flying and you will just drop, and it's faster than flying. You'll just drop down, then you can get whatever you need. That gives you a huge advantage. So for that, it's at number 5. Also, as you can see in the video, there's a respawn beacon fairly near, so there's options for more loot, of course, and it's quite near places like the runoff. So yeah, you're likely to be able to get higher loot even if you don't get as good or don't get enough at the Pit itself. But it's a good place to start off with some kills if you can land there first. And as I said, it's quite easy to. Moving on. At number 4, we have Skulltown. Now, it's mid-tier loot, and I picked this for a variety of reasons. Firstly, almost any legend can do well there. And what I mean by that is it fits so many different playstyles. There's close in corridors and houses. There's high ground on the skulls, there's open ground across the sands. Almost any legend, almost any playstyle, it fits. Whereas some places they can be a lot harder, can be a lot more difficult, depending on your legend, or your legend just becomes invalid when they get into that zone, or some are easier than others. But in Skulltown, really, anything goes, if you play them right. Now secondly, while it's only mid-tier loot, there is a lot of it. As you can see, very wide area, a lot of houses. You're almost guaranteed to get something, put it that way. Unless you're very unlucky. But you're likely to get something. Like, all of your squads, if they land right, will probably get something. I mean, unless a lot of people go there, or you're very unlucky. But in my experience, quite a few people do go there. But not insane amounts, depending on where it is, of course, and this all depends a lot of it on the dropship and where it comes from. So it depends on where the hot drop is. Of course, if it's hot drop, then a lot of people will go, but then it's high tier loot. So yeah, again, a lot of it depends. But yeah, that's my second reason. And thirdly, a little more personal, not too varied, but this reason. To any Pathfinders out there, and I find myself playing Pathfinder quite a bit, so this is useful to me. There is a survey beacon that has a chance to spawn there, and we all like places with survey beacons. Of course, it's not always there, but there is one. I think there's another relatively near to Skulltown that you can access. So there's quite a high chance that any Pathfinders out there will be able to find a survey beacon with relative ease. Yeah. So, that's my views on Skulltown. Now, into the top 3. Starting us off at the top 3, we have Bunker. Now, it's high tier loot, and this is just one of my favourite places, which you might think means it would be at number 1, but unfortunately I've had to pick others over it. But I will admit, it's one of my favourite places to go. Now, number 3 for several reasons. I mean, of course, high tier loot, so it's got to be good. It really fits my playstyle. This one is pretty specific. Corridors, close range combat. I love to use shotguns. I love to get in close. And as you can see in the video and from other videos, I enjoy playing Caustic a lot. And it's perfect for any Caustic out there. Bunker is your place to go. You can set up traps by the doors. You can basically lock down the whole place. You can gas people out. As you may have seen at the beginning of the video, that little clip. You can... it works really well. For anyone who likes close range, any Caustics, anything like that. And you have a lot of options. You can try and loot up at supply bins outside. I generally try and do that, but it doesn't always work. A lot of people try and rush in. Now, this is one thing. A lot of people go there. And I mean a lot. You will find a lot of people go there. So, you're going to have to prepare for a fight. But, if you can take it, you will get great loot. And it's great fun. And another reason I chose this is because there's one little thing you can do. Above each door, there'll be this little ventilator. Do you call it ventilator? There's a little box above each door that you can go into the room and you can actually climb up on that. And they will have no idea where you are. And if anyone walks into a room, you can just shoot them from above. You can, the fun I've had with that, when someone's seen me in a room, I've been in low health, just climb up onto that. They had no idea where I was. And then, boom, you just take them by surprise. It's great fun for me. Also, any Pathfinders, there's a survey beacon that can spawn out the entrance that I came in this video, the back of it. Or through the other entrance, there's also a survey beacon can spawn at a house pretty near it. So it's all pretty good, and it's pretty central, so you're in quite a good location. But yeah, I just think Bunker is a fun and it's a good place to land. At number 2, we have Supply Ship. I can already hear the screams of outrage. I do know a few people, and I think a lot of people do not like Supply Ship, but I know some people who hate it, man. Jeez, they absolutely hate it. If I mention it, even mark it, they go insane. It's as if this thing systematically hunted down their family and murdered them all. It's a bit insane. But here's my reasons for it being at number 2. Firstly, high tier loot, always a good thing. Secondly, it gives you options. Essentially, if you loot up, take the supply ship, and of course it will depend where it's going. A lot varies. It is very varied, which is one of the main reasons it's not at number 1. And it depends a lot, but it gives you options. You can loot up, and essentially you have a few options of where to land again based on what loot you have. And building on this, you also have options to escape. If you don't get a weapon, if you've been shot, you can just jump off. And likelihood is, unless they're thirsting for kills, they're not going to chase you, because they want to loot up more on the supply ship. They want it. They think there are more kills up there. They probably won't jump off and follow you down, unless their whole squad's coming off. But they probably won't. My second or third reason for this is it's just fun. The idea to me of a supply ship, of having a giant gunfight, a brawl on a flying ship, it's just fun. I just love the idea and it feels great. Also, I play Caustic a lot, and Caustic can very easily take a supply ship. very well. Just gas the bottom and it works really well. So this works really well for me. And if you're a caustic, I would advise seeing what you can do with supply ships because it works really nicely. That's my main reasoning. Again, it's just fun. High tier loot. It's a good place. Okay. Now to number 1. And at number 1 we have bridges! Yes, okay. Some of you may be asking, why is a mid-tier loot zone your number 1 drop location? Well, I'll tell you why. Firstly, it's central. It's very central. You will almost always be close to or be in the circle. In fact, not almost, you will always. It's at the center, so you will always be close to the circle, if not in it. So that's an advantage right there. And secondly, it's a large area. Similar to Skulltown, it's only mid-tier loot, but there is a lot of it, and you almost certainly will get something, unless you're very unlucky with the houses. And in this clip, I don't actually manage to land in bridges, because I'm just that good. But, yeah, you're likely to get something. Same as Skulltown. Then, next, it has resources. And by that, I mean, right here, it's got the respawn beacon right there. And the amount of times I've used that and found it incredible, it just, it works like a treat. Yeah, has a respawn beacon. It's also got balloons slap bang in the center, so that you're not only central, but you can pretty easily fly to the next circle. Yeah, it's a great place. It's pretty fun. It's got a lot of zip lines. Oh yeah, that's it. It also fits a lot of playstyles. It's got everything I mentioned in this video in one. It's got balloon flying about. It's central, so you'll never be too far from the ring. It's got a respawn beacon to get down teammates after fights. Quite a lot of people do go there. There is a lot of loot. It's only mid-tier, but you are likely to get something. And yeah, it also fits a variety of playstyles. There can be a survey beacon at the top for Pathfinder. Yeah, and I think it's just a fun place to be. It's closed play, in houses, open, there's high ground. It's a fun place, and it has a lot of strategic advantages. Don't think there's much more on it, really. It has everything that I've mentioned in this video and puts it into one, and it's a really good place to choose. I go here a lot of the time. A lot of my wins have been from drops at bridges. This is another thing. I've based a lot of these on drops. Well, no, I haven't really, but a lot of my wins, I'd say variety actually, have been from either bunker, bridges, or supply ship. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to end the video here. I'll leave you with the rest of the gameplay. That's it. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I had great fun making this video. Please don't hunt me down and kill me because I put supply ship at number 2. No. But yeah. See you next time. And stay bobbing.